Welcome to the Erdman T podcast. I am your host, Erdman T.
Spectate.
I'm feeling I'm feeling real good still though. Yeah, so today I'm going to talk about mental health. But first things first, if you want to support the podcast, head over to patreon.com/Erdman patreon.com/Erdman. And if you could head over to YouTube and subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, today's topic is going to be about mental health. So, first things first, what is mental health? Now, I am on the cdc.gov's website, and their definition, or let's just say this, what is mental health? It says here mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well being. So, emotional, anytime you have an emotional problem, the endocrine system is an important system to focus on. So, knowing how to bring balance to the endocrine system is extremely important. Psychological, of course, neurological system, as well as the endocrine system. And then you have social well being. Again, mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress. Anytime you hear the word stress, just think adrenal glands in terms of what tissue to focus on or to support the wellness of. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make healthy choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. All right, why is mental health important for overall health? Mental and physical health are equally important components of overall mental health. Now, in terms of physical health, you need energy for that, and organs to focus on will be the adrenal glands if you want more energy so you can perform better physically. And the adrenal glands are a part of the endocrine system. Therefore, you want to think holistic and support the endocrine system as a whole with a specific focus on your adrenal glands. So again, mental and physical health are equally important components of overall health. For example, depression increases the risk of for many types of physical health problems, particularly long-lasting conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Similarly, the presence of chronic conditions can increase the risk for mental illness. So, what I've learned that anytime you want to talk about depression, you have to look at your parathyroid glands, which is a part of your endocrine system. Now, the parathyroid glands are responsible for the calcium utilization in your body. When the body begins to leach calcium or pull calcium from the connective tissues within it, they're doing that to combat an acid terrain that has been created in your body. So, and what begins to happen is you don't feel as good. You begin to get angry. Your skin starts to sag, etc. So the parathyroid the parathyroid glands tie back into your endocrine system. So again, going off of your endocrine system and how it relates to your emotions. So if you're having any emotional issues, you want to look at the endocrine system, depression, anxiety, etc. And then whenever you're thinking about diabetes, you have to think about sugar metabolism problems. And the adrenal glands are one of the organs to focus on when it comes to metabolizing the body's sugars. How common are mental health illnesses? All right, illnesses are among the most common health conditions in the United States. More than 1 in 5 U.S. adults live with mental illness. Over 1 in 5 youth, ages 13 to 18, either currently or at some point during their life, have had a seriously debilitating mental illness, and about 1 in 25 U.S. adults live with serious mental illness such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or major depression. Now, my opinion, I'm not sure when the whole term mental illness came about. I just think neurological problems endocrine weakness, etc. So I go straight to the tissues. Of course, you have mental, but I think of mental deficiency, if anything. Z with the three, what's up? So what is the body lacking? And 9.9 times out of 10 is nutrition. It's lacking hydration. It's lacking oxygen. Now, when talking about mental health problems, or as I would like to say, neurological problems, you have to focus on the nervous system. Centuria, what's up? What's up? You have to focus on the nervous system. Within the nervous system, you will find the central nervous system, which is responsible for which holds or contains your brain, as well as brainstem, spinal cord, cranial nerves. The central nervous system main function is to receive signals, interpret the signals, and then send more signals out, letting the body know, okay, this is what I need you to do. So it's like a transmission station. Love tapping into your stream, fam. Hey, thank you Z with the 3, much appreciated. So you have the central nervous system, which is the hub, the brain, the mental, and then under that you have the peripheral nervous system. Now, the peripheral nervous system contains all the nerves that are not contained in the central nervous system. The peripheral nervous system goes all the way to your fingertips, all the way down to your toes, and also in and around your other organs, sending signals from the brain to those organs. And within that peripheral nervous system, you have more, such as the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. The somatic nervous system being responsible for your voluntary muscle contractions, and your autonomic nervous system being responsible for your involuntary muscle contractions. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah. And the outro track is fire. Now, when you get into the autonomic nervous system, you'll start to find links to the endocrine system, because you have the hypothalamus gland as well as the adrenal glands being responsible for the function of your autonomic nervous system. So, and a little bit about the endocrine system, basically it deals with your hormones, and you could say it controls all the functions of your body, from the thyroid, from the hypothalamus influencing the pineal gland for your sleep-wake cycle, the thyroid controlling your metabolism, your adrenal glands controlling your fight or flight response, your gonads or your ovaries. I started to say ovaries and or testicles. your ovaries or testicles dealing with your reproductive process, and much, much more. All right, now the best part, herbs to help with mental health, or what I like to say, herbs to help with the neurological system, herbs to help with your endocrine system. Now I'm going to talk about 3 herbs here. The first being Avena sativa, also known as oat straw. Some of its actions are antidepressant, nervine, nervous system tonic, so it's a nervine tonic, as well as a tropho-restorative, so it can help support the wellness, bring balance to your nerves. Antidepressant, of course, against depression, it can help reduce depression. It's also a demulcent, but what I want to focus on is that it's a nervous system tonic as well as a tropho-restorative, so it can be used to feed the nervous system as well as strengthen the nervous system. It is also a nutritive, so great for helping to provide the body with nutrition, as well as combat things such as anxiety as well as fatigue. Because whenever you want to do something, you have to have electricity flowing through your body to do it. Avena sativa is great for that. It's also rich in calcium as well, if you're having any bone issues. I actually have some Avena sativa and nettle leaf infusion going on right now. All right, the next herb I will talk about is skullcap herb. It is a sedative as well as a relaxant nervine, so it can be used to calm the nerves if you're feeling really anxious. It's also a nervous system tonic, so it can help to calm and strengthen the nerves. It is also antispasmodic, so it can be used to reduce spasms. Now it's a leaf. Skullcap is a leaf. So if you're thinking about using this herb, think half a teaspoon to a cup of hot water, and you can do an infusion. So infuse it for about 5 to 10 minutes. And that's just a starting point. You can always infuse it longer. You can always add more herb. And again, that was about half a teaspoon to a cup of hot water, infuse or steep for about 5 to 10 minutes. And the last herb I'm going to mention is Gotu Kola. It is a detoxifier as well as a relaxant nervine. This herb also helps to promote circulation throughout the body. So it's a relaxant nervine as well as a nervine tonic. So calm the nerves as well as strengthen the nerves. It is also a anti-inflammatory and a connective tissue builder. So great for restoring function to your connective tissues. I mean, it can be said that if the body is stripping itself of connective tissue, that it could be supplying the body with more connective tissue strength in terms of giving it more calcium. And even right here, it does have nutrients in it such as calcium, which is great. And you can also look at using this herb as a tea or an infusion, though you may get better results of this herb in tincture form. Tinctures are basically alcohol put in a glass jar being used to extract the constituents from the herbs or from the plant material over an extended period of time. So maybe you're looking at about 4 to 6 weeks. Some people like to extract for about 3 weeks minimum, but I prefer to do about 4 to 6 weeks, having the plant material, the Gotu Kola dried herb, sitting inside the glass jar with the alcohol to extract those constituents out, making a nice potent blend of the herb. That way when you take it, it's a lot more potent than taking it when you're just going to use it as a tea or take the dry herb and infuse it or steep it for about 5 to 10 minutes. But if you want to use it in that way as a tea, you can take about a teaspoon to a cup of hot water, infuse for about 10 minutes, infuse or steep for about 10 minutes. And of course, strain, drink when ready. All right, and that'll conclude the podcast. Thank you for joining on this episode about mental health. And if you want to support the podcast, go ahead and head over to herbmantea.com and set up a consultation, or go head over to patreon.com/herbmantea, patreon.com/herbmantea. Enjoy the rest of your day and or night. Peace.
Spectate.
I'm feeling real good. Feeling like I never knock on wood. Studying my health, I think you should. Be a better you every day, keep it true. I'm feeling real good. Feeling like I never knock on wood. Studying my health, I think you should. Be a better you every day, keep it true, and be held accountable for everything that you do. Be surrounded by the ones that are loving you. Growing never sink unless you sinking in the shot. While you in the fourth quarter and the haters sit and watch. They don't wanna move. They wanna sit and talk, never do. Don't you worry about them, strive to improve. And when they gunning for your queen, kinda move. They don't wanna move. They wanna sit and talk, never do. Don't you worry about them, strive to improve. And when they gunning for your queen, kinda move. I'm feeling real good. Feeling like I never knock on wood. Studying my health, I think you should. Be a better you every day, keep it true. I'm feeling real good. Feeling like I never knock on wood. Studying my health, I think you should. Be a better you every day, keep it true. I'm feeling real good. Feeling so good. Feeling real.